Hey guys, Dangerous Dictionary back with more creature content for you. Today I'll be discussing the disappearance of Isla Nublar's original raptors. As we know, Jurassic Park had several raptors during the downfall of Jurassic Park, but in Jurassic World, none of these raptors were mentioned nor seen. So what happened to them after the fall and evacuation of Jurassic Park? That will be today's discussion, so sit back and relax as I answer the question as to where the original Jurassic Park raptors disappeared. We know there were three main raptors in Jurassic Park, with the pack leader being the big one. All these raptors met their end by the end of the film Jurassic Park. The big one and one of her subordinates were killed by Rexy, and the other Velociraptor was locked in the freezer by Lex and Tim. I doubt the Velociraptor got out of the freezer unless the new game Jurassic Park Survival reveals that someone let the Velociraptor out before it died. But as of right now, we have to assume that it died since no proof reveals it survived. Before these Velociraptors met their demise in Jurassic Park, we learned that at least one of the Velociraptors switched genders from female to male and ended up breeding, eventually laying a clutch of eggs. Alan Grant finds these eggs were already hatched and footprints that lead from the nest into the forests of Nublar. But in Jurassic World, we see none of the original Velociraptors. They weren't even hinted at. So where did they all go? I think it's safe to assume that all newborn Velociraptors died before reaching maturity. Since the three main Jurassic Park Velociraptors all died during the fall of Jurassic Park, they wouldn't have had any mature raptors to care for them or provide food for them. It's likely these infants all died before they became juveniles. How they died is unknown, but they likely starved to death since there were no adults to hunt for them or teach them how to hunt for themselves. The infants that didn't starve to death were probably picked off by predators such as Dilophosaurus and Herrerasaurus. While it is presumed that the big one and her two packmates were the last adult Velociraptors, there is a chance there were others somewhere on the island during the fall of Jurassic Park. Robert Muldoon says, quote, "We bred 8 originally, but when she came in, she took over the pride and killed all but 2 of the others." When Robert Muldoon says that they bred 8, he used the term originally. This could mean a few things. One, it could mean they originally bred 8, but later on they bred more and raised them to maturity. Though the more likely explanation is that Robert Muldoon said originally because that was the original amount of Velociraptors before the big one went on her spree. But for this theory video, we have to discuss all possibilities, so let's say there were adult Velociraptors on Isla Nublar after the events of Jurassic Park. Why were they still an unsuccessful species after the fall of Jurassic Park? This is most likely due to their lack of caring for their young. As we clearly saw in Jurassic Park, the Velociraptors didn't care for their young at all. As in Jurassic Park, we saw that the 3 Velociraptors abandoned the eggs they laid to pursue and hunt the humans, leaving the eggs defenseless. Seeing the lack of care for their eggs and infants would explain why they died out on Isla Nublar, since they had no future generations to take their place after they died from old age or being killed by another dinosaur. By the small chance that there were still Velociraptors on the island during the creation of Jurassic World, what happened to them? During the cleanup of Isla Nublar before they started building Jurassic World, they counted the current dinosaur population for each species and either killed or captured them. It likely depended on the dinosaur's overall behavior and health, whether or not InGen wanted to capture or kill certain dinosaurs. Judging by the danger the Velociraptors posed to the workers who were in the jungles documenting the dinosaur populations and capturing dinosaurs, Velociraptors were most likely killed on sight. Killing Velociraptors on sight was the most logical and safest approach for the safety of the workers, since Velociraptors had high levels of aggression and amazing intelligence, making them almost impossible to capture. InGen likely didn't mind killing Velociraptors, as they seemed to be one of the easier dinosaurs to create for InGen scientists. Plus, killing the Velociraptors would allow them to transport the dead bodies back to the new InGen geneticists, so they can study the genetic code of the Velociraptors, copy it, and then add a few changes to the genetic code. The creation of Subject V2 can back up the theory that InGen geneticists were copying the genomes of these dead velociraptors. Subject V2 was one of the first velociraptors created by Jurassic World's new scientists and looked almost identical to Jurassic Park's original velociraptors. And Subject V2 displayed the same unpredictable and violent behaviors as the original Jurassic Park velociraptors as well. Jurassic World wanted more domesticated velociraptors for their park, and would explain why all surviving velociraptors already on the Isla Nublar would have been killed off, and why InGen terminated Subject V2 after she performed familiar aggressive behaviors seen in the big one. I hope this video answered this question, as many people have been wondering what happened to the original velociraptor population on Isla Nublar. This video was a fun one to make, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you love the Jurassic franchise and other creature media, check out my other content and consider subscribing. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next dangerous video.